D, where am I at, D? I don't know how to do this yet. There we go. You know, I don't know nothing about this. How y'all doing tonight? It's gonna be a doozy night. Everybody sleep. Shout out to those that are up, done. Stay up, stay awake, my guy. Call to Evelyn. Catch the replay. Make sure we got my screen shared here. There we go. New screen. How y'all been? Patrice, what's going on with you? Late night, foolish finance Friday. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Did y'all miss us last week? You know, we didn't do no shows last week. We didn't have a Friday show or a Saturday show. I was determined to give you a show this week. So let's get into it. Foolish Finance Friday. All right. Left you hanging. Wasn't my fault. It was Dion's fault. That's her fault. Wasn't my fault. I ain't. Wasn't me. It's her fault. I don't like that view. Let's do this one. Take me out the picture. All right. So this one here, Denver is the the nation's second most overworked city. Most overworked city. How did they come up with this? This is important because we're going to talk about some money today. We're going to talk about some jobs. We're going to talk about a couple of millions, couple of billions. You know, my normal. Denver is one of the nation's workaholic capitals, according to the new report. Analytics firm Finance Buzz examined which of the nation's cities are the most overworked. The analysis include the average number of hours worked per week, the average commute time, the percentage of households where two or more people have jobs, the percentage of workers that work 50 or more weeks per year, the percentage of active workers that are age 65 and older. Also says the percentage of workers in each city state who have two or more jobs, and the percentage of workers that with a side hustle. Getting to the money. I be getting to the money. All right. Denver ranks as the second most overworked city in the U.S., eclipsed only by workaholics in D.C., only by a hair. DC has a final score of 81.1, while Denver's final score is 80.6. In short, workers in Denver have more jobs, take less time off, and work longer into their lives than most cities. Denver workers take less time off than anywhere else in the country. The city has the highest share of workers who work 50 hours or more out of the year. So they got a lineup here. So this is Denver. Dallas is on the list. Salt Lake City, Tampa, Jacksonville, San Antonio, Miami, San Jose, Houston. Atlanta didn't make it. Atlanta be at the club. Walked in the club. Atlanta didn't make it. Raleigh, Durham, y'all didn't make it. Dallas, you didn't make it. Houston, you made it. San Antonio made it. What's going on, Dallas? Where y'all at? Y'all ain't working? What's the deal? San Francisco, what's up? Oh, only thing I see on here is Sacramento and San Jose. San Fran, where you at? All right. Blue H, thank you. Rewatch your stream with Erica from 2 years ago. Would you still recommend Linux and Mint? Absolutely. Every day, all day. All right. So, yes, I would recommend it. That hasn't changed. Denver Knight, I guess Denver Knights or Denverites also work farther into their lives than those cities with the fifth highest share of older adult workers. I can agree to that. When I go to work, these men being here 60, 65, like, yeah, I'm just coming to work. They be coming to work at 6 o'clock. Where you going? It's 6 o'clock at night. Where you going? Right? So it says overwork rating higher means worse. Overwork rating higher means worse. Overwork. I don't know why that rating was like that. Dual job households. Let's look at dual job households. Now, dual job households, Minnesota. Um, see, number one is Salt Lake City. Number two is Minnesota. Number three is DC. Number four is Boston, and then Denver. Dual job households, right? Austin made the list when you come back this way. San Jose, Raleigh. There you go, Raleigh. Get in there. Here we go, San Francisco. Get in there. Seattle, Kansas, Dallas, Nashville. Who's at the bottom down here? New Orleans. So those are dual job households. Workers that work over 50 hours a week. Let's see, who is this? Denver, followed by Kansas, followed by Minnesota, followed by Washington, D.C., and then Virginia Beach. Who's at the end down here? Las Vegas. So I like this little chart, and the reason why I like it is because a lot of people are like wondering like when does it end? And we got some conversations to have tonight about when does it end and what the work, the job, the paying off the debt, the whole nine, like when does it end, right? We got some conversations. All right, next up. Big tech used to pay engineers the most. Now smaller companies, like I've been saying for years, like Brex and OpenAI, offer top compensation. And it is not just about the compensation, it's about the ability to get to know and maneuver and get a chance to talk to the CEO, get a chance to talk to other people, right? Get a chance to be on other teams without going through all this other rigmarole. Let's get into it. Facebook, Netflix, and Google for years have been among the highest paying tech companies. Today, most engineers are likely to get bigger compensation packages at smaller companies. Netflix is the only member of Fame to remain in the top seven for early career pay. Major companies are reserving big pay packages for most experienced engineers in the industry. A few of the fierce competitions for all levels of tech talent, particularly engineers among the biggest tech companies, drove some eye-popping compensation packages. Often engineers being hired at lower levels of experience could negotiate a payday at Meta, formerly known as Facebook or Google, well into the six figures. In a new era of tech austerity, those same engineers are more likely to get a higher pay at smaller companies, especially those working in buzzy fields like AI, AR, VR, according to the new report from Level FYI, which has a large database of pay in tech. The first half of the year, Netflix is the only company among the best known in tech to make it. And we saw that, right? We saw them handing out compensation for 900,000. We seen total comps at 1 million and stuff for Netflix. We also seen that at Meta with 1,978,000 and so forth. We've seen those, right? But now Databricks, a company with 5,000 people that analyzes and manages data in the best paying tech company for engineers in their earlier stages of the career, the median compensation is 275 to 585, right? 275 to 585. Stripe early careers can range from 217 for an early career engineer and going up to 945,000 for an engineer with a decade of experience. Roblox is also frequently top paying, and they range from 370 to 683. They also have on here Brex, which offers a corporate credit card and expense management tool, is paying engineers five with 5 or more years experience median of 450. 5 or more years experience 450, and Coupang, an online marketplace, is offering engineers at the same level 490,000. Now, here's the thing: people will sit up here on Obama's internet and say that the 100,000 is the thing. This is not a lot of people make 100,000. Listen, I don't worry about what everybody else is doing. You already know my conversation. High performers, above average. If you're in that median, we ain't even talk. I don't even want to talk about it. That ain't even where we at. Some of them, some depending on the job. Some of the Netflix don't require that. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, paying their engineers 925,000 with 10 years of experience, right? So again, it depends on where you're applying to and what your skill set is. You can go out here and you can go fang all you want to, but if you know how I know, you get in some of these smaller companies that's paying the 275 to 500,000, ride that out for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, stack your money, stack 50 to 70% of that if you can, and keep it pushing. If you know how I know. All right, so I found this right here from the Social Security office. And it says earning of men aged from 20 to 59 by age group and race and ethnicity. So let me blow this up because I thought it was interesting, right? To see, and it's a one out there for women. I'll probably do the one for women tomorrow. Let me hide the table. Let me get this out right here. So white, non-Hispanic, and you can see the range here from 20 to 29, 31,000. From 20 to 29. From 20 to 29 for black men, 19,000. For Hispanic men, 26,000. And for Asian men, 31,000. 31,200. But look how the tides turn right here in the ages of 40 to 49. From 40 to 49, white men earn about 68,000. Black men earn 47,000. Hispanic men earn 40,000. And Asian men earn 100,000. They earn 100,000. But look what happened to Asian men between the ages of 50 to 59. They go down to 68,000, and white men go up to 69,000. Black men, it's not really much difference between 40 to 59. from what these stats are showing. And the same for white men, it's not much difference. So, so what that tells me is your highest earning potential as black men is when you hit 40, because it's not much difference between 40 and 49. And that's not true across all men, like all the black men, but this is what the stats are showing, right? So once you hit 40, that is your highest income potential. So you need to be building your skills up prior to that, because that's when you're going to hit the ground running. For Hispanic men, it's it's 40,000 to 41,000. But this is such a big difference for Asian men from 30 to 39 at 78,000, and then up here at 40 to 49, 100,000. That's such a big gap. That's why these sugar babes be dating these silver foxes. I don't know if I'm a sugar babe, I'm not dating silver foxes. I'm gonna go over here to the Asian men. That's where I'm going. Yeah, I'm going over here to the Asian men. All right. Again, this is the source. It's the Social Security Administration. And the calculation was from 2019 to 2020. Right. They'll probably have one out for. There'll probably be one out for 2021 to 2023. Probably next year. Probably next year. And maybe one out, but I didn't see one. But I thought that was just a good idea where is your maximum earning potential on average? And not saying that everybody on average, every man on average is going to be at this spot, but this is more likely where they would be. 47,000, whites at 68, Asians at 100, Hispanics at 40. Their income potential for their first, they're from 20 to 39 I earn black men, but as they get older, their income potential goes down, black men goes up. I agree something is wrong. If Asians are at 100,000 at 40 to 49, and black men are at 47, let's give them 48,000, you know, and they're but $100 off. What is happening here and here? And that's across the board, right? That's across the board. What is happening here? What are the skill set difference? Um what is the what is the education difference? What is the opportunity difference? I would love to know a little bit more, do a little deeper dive on a study on something like this, right? And I'll cover the one for what they have for women as well too. And so this gets back to the conversation about that median, where the national average for in general for median income is 70,000. So there's a problem here where you're not hitting the 70,000 mark even as you get older. You said that's where the bell curve is for average. No, that's just where the bell curve is for average, not average high. So the way that bell curve is, $70,000 is the median for the U.S. To the left is your what they consider below average, and I think it was below average and something else they called it. It was below average and something else. That's where your $47,000 is coming at. And then on the other side is your high performer and above average. So that's why I keep saying I can't worry about anything on this side of the curve. We have to be focused over here on this side of the curve. And what are the skill sets to be over here in the high performer? And what are the opportunities over here? Because in the long run, what ends up happening, and this is where I take issue is you don't have enough money for insurance, you don't have enough money for retirement, you don't have enough money for did Magoo from Timberland and them, didn't he just die at 50? Right? Then there's no money left over for the next generation because you're too busy trying to solve the problems in your current living arrangement, in your current living and housing. So this conversation needs to be addressed not just with black men but with black women. And I don't know why we're still focused on this side of the bell curve. Like, I don't even want to have that conversation. I want to know what's over here, what that looks like, what are the skill sets, put people in place to get those skill sets, put people in place to work at companies with those skill sets, and put people in place to be ready to receive jobs in those areas. Other than that, it's just not, it's, the conversation is not worth it to me. That's just to me. It says housing and family and investment for Asian in 100K versus, yeah, yeah, that's a big stark difference. And then when we start looking at 50 to 59 at 48,000, that's you're heading into retirement. So you're really on a downslope, right? You're really on a downslope, really. You still, 50 to 60, you might be okay, but you're really on the tail end of your career work. So that's the conversation to have. This is my old chart. I had found this earlier, and this is with women and men. This came out March 3rd, 2022, and this is what the graphic showed here, right? What it showed is in the median annual earnings, the Asians were 61 to 78, white 49 to 59, which kind of coincides with what we saw there. But black men and black women were both the same. And for Hispanic women, it was 48 and 44. But it's the same for black men and black women. And the source for this is NCRC, in case you all want to look this up and see and do a deep dive on this. This is a National Community Reinvestment Coalition. So you can go check them out. NCRC. Right? But I thought this was interesting that in 2021, the median annual earnings was the same. And then we get into poverty. So I have a video here that we're going to look at about poverty, but hold out for a second. All right. So how much do top earning people make? Let me get my screen back over. Here we go. So this came out 8/1 2023, right? And this from Financial Samurai. I don't know how many of y'all are familiar with Financial Samurai, but I reported on their stuff before. All right, here we go. This is what I was talking about right here. Americans are rich by world standards with the median household income roughly of 76,000. Again, that's the median. 46, 48, 50 is over here. Right? And ranked in the top 20 richest countries in the world, right? So let's go look here. Read that right there. Other rich countries have a higher GDP per capita than America, include Liechtenstein at 139,000, Qatar, Monaco, I guess Masao, or is that Mao? I think that's Masao. Luxembourg, Bermuda, Singapore, Isle of Man, Brunei, Ireland, Norway, the Falkland Islands, UAB, Saint Martin, Kuwait, and Gibraltar. Countries with the GDP per capita to America include Hong Kong, Switzerland, and Saudi Arabia. Have you seen all the TikTok rants? Yep, we're gonna get into that tonight. If at birth you had the mental capacity to choose where you would like to live for most of your life, living in the top 20 countries will more than likely help you become a top earner as well. Again, the US creates 1,700 millionaires a day. 1,700 millionaires a day. The median average earning is 76,000. 76,000, right? So here we go. Let's take a look at what the top earners make in America. Once you know the income figures, you can strategize how to get there. All right. 1% make 500,000. 5% make 180. 10% make 130. 25% make top 25% make 80,000. I'm assuming 60,000, 67,000 to 80,000 plus, and top 50% makes 40,000 or less. So we're talking about anything between the top 5 and the top 1%. Top 5 and 1%. How do you get to be in the top 5 and the top 1%? I've given you DevSecOps. I've given you site reliability engineering, Kubernetes, cloud security, anything dealing with the infrastructure, anything of maintaining the application, maintaining clusters, scaling clusters, troubleshooting clusters, security of the clusters of containers, security of data, data analysis, AI, quantum computing, edge computing are going to get you in this 180,000 to 500,000. I've posted jobs, I talked about it, I've shown it to you. I have no reason to lie to you. You can go look it up, right? If you don't want to be in this range right here, then prepare to always be living paycheck to paycheck. It is now at the point, and I got another one that's coming up, where even at the 150, 200, some of y'all are going to be living at paycheck to paycheck the way things are moving, right? It says right here, the summary of the top income earners tax data. Here's the data from the IRS that highlights what top income earners made back in 2015. A top earner is considered someone who makes a top 10%, top 5%, and top 1%. So top 1, 5, and 10 right here. 1, 5, and 10. And a lot of people would be like, you don't need to make how much more money do you need to make? As much as I can, as much as they're gonna pay me. If they're gonna pay me 500,000 or more, I'm gonna take it. Why wouldn't I? All right. So I showed this before. Let me blow this up a little bit more. Yep, that looks better. So AGI by the millions, the group share total AGI, the group's income and taxes. This is all taxpayers, 1, 5, and 10, and you can look across the board here. Now the question that doesn't get answered in this is, what are the skill sets do these people have that allow them to earn that, right? Outside of tech, there's finances. Outside of finances, there is real estate. Outside of real estate, there is commercial lending and so forth, right? So again, where you see yourself at in this top 1, 5, and 10%. All right. So some of you probably didn't know this, but you about to find out. Harvard encourages its students to go on food stamps. Yep, you heard me. Harvard encourages students to go on food stamps, even though it's the richest school in the world with 53 billion in its endowment. It encourages students to go on food stamps. It's not the first time I heard about a college encouraging students to go on food stamps. It's not the first. But Harvard, by far, is encouraging its students to go on food stamps. So let's get into it. Let me get this closed here. All right. Harvard recently organized an event to support graduate students enrolling in government food assistance programs. The Health Services Office sent a flyer to its graduate students, encouraged them to participate in the SNAP benefit sign up event in April. The flyer read, "Fuel your body and stock your pantry." So don't be out here talking about, oh my goodness, all the women is on SNAP. No, 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 no. Did you know graduates may qualify for assistance paying for their food and their groceries? So you could be a graduate student and get assistance. Harvard University is the wealthiest academic institution globally, boasting an endowment of approximately 53 billion. With a substantial endowment, Harvard has the means to support a wide array of academic programs, research endeavors, and scholarships. Harvard Graduate Student Union expressed their view, advocating for more substantial measures to assist students, primarily increasing their salaries, according to HGSU's proposal on graduate students. Workers should receive a minimum salary of $60,000, a significant increase from the current minimum of $40,000. The union believes that providing adequate compensation directly to the students will alleviate the need for external assistance programs like SNAP. Let's go down. The highest cost of living only adds to, the high cost of living only adds to Boston only adds to Harvard student struggle. Many people across various professions and walks of life face similar challenges, but the proximity to cutting edge innovation and opportunities in technology, entrepreneurships, and startups and so forth, that's what you get at Harvard. So approximately 30% of Harvard's graduate students are international, so they're eligible for SNAP. This means that solution presented by the university fails to support about 1/3 of its graduate students. In response to the concerns, Harvard Sportsman reached out to Motherboard via email explaining the informational session sought to assist students in signing up for federal programs. The session aimed to provide guidance on creating an inexpensive yet nutritious meal to support the students' well-being. Harvard's situation is not unique. I said this before. Many grad students in universities across the country are facing similar financial challenges. While SNAP benefits sign-up event at Harvard may provide temporary relief for some, it also draws the attention to underlying issue of low pay for graduate students. Right? So, graduate students signing up for SNAP. So you could be a graduate student on food stamps. Would you date a graduate student on food stamps? On SNAP, let me say it properly. Would you date a student on SNAP, a graduate student on SNAP? They're in college. Nope. They can't get a little bit of endowment money. All right. I keep trying to tell you, we're in the war of global war when it comes to getting hired. The U.S. expands the Ukrainian immigration program to 167,000 new potential applicants. 167,000. You think they're not coming here looking for tech jobs? You think they're not going to get SNAP benefits? You think they're not going to get any type of help? You think they're not going to get the ability to buy land, loans, set up, so forth and so on? You're in a fight. So while y'all fighting with each other over who, whatever the case may be, whatever the argument of the day is it Keke Palmer and Usher, or is it Krishan or whatever? 167,000 new potential applicants are coming to the U.S. And not only that, they're gonna come in with some skills. They're gonna come in, some of them are programmers. So you gotta be ready. And which side of the fence are y'all gonna fall on? You're gonna get left. I just showed you the numbers. Like, black men, I showed you your numbers from straight from the Social Security. That's straight from Social Security. What you gonna do? What skills are you gonna get to increase that? Because it ain't but $100 difference between 50 to 59. It's like you get the 40 and that's it. Like, I'm done. And kick back and relax. Like, you're done, right? 167,000 applicants. The Biden administration on Friday expanded an immigration relief program for Ukrainians in the U.S., saying the Ukrainians' ongoing war with Russia justify offering temporary legal protections to tens of thousands of additional applicants. The Department of Homeland Security said it will allow 167,000 more Ukrainians to apply for temporary protection or TPS, an immigration relief program that allows migrants from crisis-stricken countries to obtain work permits and deportation protections. The Biden administration first created a TPS program for Ukrainians in the spring of 2022. And this also gets into building communities. Because they're going to build their community. They're going to stick together. They've been through it. They're going to stick together. They're going to build their own community. They're going to go buy the lands. So while we over here arguing and fighting, whatever job y'all talking about y'all don't want to do, they're going to do it. We already have a treaty set up with the Indians too. You're gonna be a permanent underclass. Yep. So you better get your skills up. All right. Let's see. Well, do we want to go here? No, let's go here. All right. This one was talked about. I watched it. So let's get into it. It was talked about. Let me make sure you ain't gonna be able to hear it over here. Let me switch it up right quick. Let me put it in Safari. Turn it up.
Kanika Williams is a single mom of 4 boys living in Cleveland, Ohio. She has 3 part-time jobs, cleaning homes, delivering food with DoorDash, and sorting mail for UPS.
All right, she got 3 part-time jobs, 4 kids, cleaning up, delivering for DoorDash, and I think a UPS worker, right? So she's using I guess you consider the gig economy to make ends meet, right? And so there are different characters, or I should say, there are different people portrayed in this clip. And the name of this clip is let me go back and get out of widescreen mode. The real disconnect between cost of living and worker paychecks. Now, We know in the next couple of years there's going to be 7 million other security jobs that are going to be there. There's another big push for cloud contracts to come. In fact, there's a big push for on-prem cloud. There's a big push for security, AI, and data. And then there's a big push for sales and project management and technical account management. Right? So you got to figure out where you want to be. Now, everybody keeps saying that people can't do working, or everybody don't want to work in tech. She work in tech right now. If she got a phone, she working in tech. Right? Filthy Frank Black said this. They can come here to Hotel California. They can check in, but they can't never leave. They will be taxed to death as a permanent working class. California is such a lovely place. All right. You said she got a criminal record and has a degree. I don't know. I didn't hear that part. Let's listen. Let's see.
Active at her kids' schools, cooks them dinner every night, and stays present in their lives.
Being around my kids, that's like the number one. So my kids motivate me. I want us to have stuff. I want us to do stuff.
Kanika puts her life together like sections of a quilt, caring for her sons, making money, spending time with friends. Each piece is sewn together intentionally.
When I have a roof over my head, I know when my small necessary bills are paid. Necessary meaning lights, water, gas, insurance, rent. I'm not talking about Netflix or any of those wanted things. Once I have those things taken care of, I have freedom.
Kanika has a medical technician degree, and the rise of gig work has given people like Kanika some level of autonomy. But she reminisces about how things used to be for previous generations. Her mother, Brenda, just retired from her decades-long job as a janitor at an elementary school.
So what is a medical technician degree? What is that? I don't know. What do you do with that? I'm not being funny. I just really don't know. Somebody put in the comments, what do you do with that? I have no idea. Is that like you're able to work on medical equipment, or you're able to draw blood? Like what? I don't know what you do with that.
I went to that school when I was in first grade. And that's where she's retiring from. So those 30-year jobs, those 40-year jobs are gone for us unless we start right now.
Between her gig work at $20 an hour and her UPS job at $16.50 an hour, both above Ohio minimum wage, she says she brings home roughly $1,500 a month. What is your definition of a living wage?
All right, so I'm gonna just 2,000 times 12, where it's a little bit under 24,000. I'm just gonna get at what it is, right? Yeah, it sounded like a cert to me too, but I wasn't sure. All right, but she can go learn Linux though, and she can get 60, 80. She can go work at the help desk and get more than 24. But I think she needs the flexibility. But she could probably get flexibility at the help desk. Working remotely, working at a help desk at like a rack space or data center or something like that.
Being able to afford your bill, your monthly bills, being able to put a portion back for savings. And I think for me in my household, if I was to make $3,500 a month.
What would that extra money, what would that get you?
That'll get all bills paid, a little bit in the bank, and maybe that oil change I might need it, you know?
union trouble.
The debate over how much workers should get paid in America has a contentious history. It took decades of strikes, debates, and a Great Depression for Congress to pass a law in 1938 establishing a federal minimum wage. The federal minimum wage was last raised to $7.25 an hour in 2009, and wage growth has not kept pace with labor productivity, so workers are more efficient, but they have less to show for it, studies have found. Since 1980, most American workers have seen modest income growth, but income for the top 1% has grown much faster.
So let's look at that chart. So income growth for the top 1% has grown much faster. And you could probably imagine the top 5 and top 10% have grown as well too, right? So when we're talking about being that above average and high performer, that's what we're talking about. It's a reason for that. It's not just the fact that you make more money. You make more money over time quicker as well. Your income potential growth is expedited. Let me see. Nah, I'm not talking about at the data center. I'm talking about literally at, say you go create an account at Rackspace to build some servers or whatnot. You got a customer service rep that works there. That's your initial go-to person. You're probably gonna make about 40 to 50 on that, right? If she hop over and start learning how to sell a product, her income potential to go to 60 to 80, if not more, right? And she get training. She do better with that, and she get benefits for her kids. And this is not even her being technical. This is reading and studying and understanding what the product is, right? Don said, 1,500, what are you doing and what is available to you? Exactly. What are you doing and what is available to you? You have 4 boys. What activities can they do? And so forth. Like these are the conversations that we have to have. Jordan Gibbs, thanks for the update on the med techs, right? So again, it seems like she likes to be active. So I would look for an active company, like an outdoorsy type of company that's selling something technical, like robots or something of that nature, or hiking gear or something like that. And the only reason why I say that is because there's still technology behind those companies, or she can get a desk job but still be active while she's doing whatever the case may be, right? While she's working remotely, right? So let's get back to it.
Everybody who works for a living deserves to be paid a wage that honors the value of the work that they're doing and meets the cost of living.
Michael Shields is a researcher for Policy Matters Ohio, a liberal nonprofit economic policy institute.
For the last several decades, there's been a real disconnect between how much wealth working people are producing and what's being reflected in their pay.
What do you attribute that to?
I think it comes down to power. Larger share of all of the wealth that's produced in our economy is being consolidated by the very wealthy and by corporations as well. Working people are being less successful than they have in the past in bargaining for their share of the wealth that they make possible.
How did you guys meet?
We met upstate New York.
We were just friends at first. I actually told my friend I was working with that the guy who trained me was really cute, but too short for me. And then we made plans to hang out on a Saturday. And everyone we were working was just like, is it a date? Is it a date? I think we got home at like 1, 2 in the morning.
That's a good date. So you got over the height thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
When Taylor and Maggie Mendez started a new life in Florida, things were bumpy. Maggie working overnights at Dunkin'.
Melbourne is the Space Coast. Melbourne has a lot of money over there. They got money over there.
$11 an hour, which at the time was $1 above the state's minimum wage. Taylor was working a factory job and both DoorDashed on the side.
We went through some hard times, but it built character, and it made us a lot stronger than we were before.
Then Taylor got a job, a teller at TD Bank in Melbourne, Florida. A group called Family Promise helped them with emergency shelter and meals and taught them how to budget.
Emergency shelter and meals. Help them with emergency shelter and meals. This is two people. Y'all always be screaming love, Black love, minority love, 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 love. Y'all scream that. She ain't with me in the gym. She can't get nothing. Yo, emergency shelter and food. Right? So what skill sets does she have? What skill sets does he have? What is the potential of her getting more skill set? And what is the potential of him getting more skill set? Right? I got questions. I'm not ripping them apart. I just got questions. And where are you looking at? What are you looking to do? Where have you looked at? What's in your community? What's in the local library? Who do you have exposure to? Who are you talking to? Who's in your network? I'm asking questions. I'm asking questions because we can't sit up here and be like, I get berated every time I talk about it. Everybody doesn't make 100,000. No, they don't. But everybody doesn't stop at 100,000 either. What is happening? What are we doing? Why do we get married to be sitting by the candlelight? I won't get married and sit by the candlelight and cook my food in the fireplace in some aluminum foil and then use a poker to get it out and eat on plastic plates or eat on, you're not probably not even eating on plastic plates. You might be eating on plastic plates. I'm not doing that. I don't have to. We don't have to do that. Who are her parents? Who is his parents? Who is in his corner? What happened? What were you doing? How'd y'all get from New York to Melbourne, Florida? That's so odd. Who's in Melbourne? I can see moving from upstate to New York to Tampa, Jacksonville, even West Palm Beach. But Melbourne, Florida, I don't get it. I'm just asking.
His new boss helped them find housing.
Once I got into banking, I knew that it was that the skies were the limit from there.
But between his job, Maggie's overnight shift, and taking care of their two little ones, they never saw each other. Then their daughter got into a brand new school, but there's no bus. So Maggie quit her job to watch the kids and drive their daughter to and from school every day.
All right, so now they lost income because she got to take the kids back and forth to school. Now we just got his income. I got questions. He said the sky is the limit at the bank. Most banks that I see right now, they're ripping out tellers. You walk up to a phone. One of the banks in Florida ain't no bank teller. You literally walk up to the phone. You get on the phone with the people. He's sitting somewhere. You put your money, you put your information in there to scan your ID. You go about your business. Them bank tellers it's a wrap. It's over. It's over. So that ain't it. That's not it. That's not it. She quit her job so she could take them back and forth to school. So is the school not in the neighborhood? He can't take them on the way to work. She can't work remotely. I got questions. She want to be a stay-at-home wife? Okay. There's some struggles that come with that from this scenario.
Have a good day, sweetheart.
You should always try to appreciate what you have. You know, the prices of everything, of cars, of food, of housing has gone up so much, and income has not gone up a drop. I'm making a decent.
I saw that salt and that sugar going there.
it's for what I make. And there's a lot of people making a lot less than I do, and I have no idea how they're making it.
Staggering new inflation numbers out today.
While high inflation has been making headlines since 2021, it certainly is not the first time in our country's history.
Public enemy number one, inflation in 1974.
Inflation has risen steadily since 2005, reaching a 40-year high in 2022, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics says. At the same time, real wages adjusted for inflation have only risen slightly. That's led to a growing call to raise the minimum wage from $7.25 to $15 an hour. Congress has debated the issue, with proponents arguing it will lift people out of poverty.
Listen. Stop telling me that you making $15 an hour is going to get you out of poverty. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. I don't want to see another black man. I don't want to see another black woman. I don't want to see another black child out on the lines talking about we need to raise it up to $15. I don't want to see that. I'm sorry. Call me the bad person. Call me the bad guy. I'm sorry. I don't want to see. What I do want to see is you circling saying we about to go get some of these tech skills. We about to go sign up for these scholarships. We about to go to these conferences. It ain't never no line. It ain't never no line to get in the conference. When I'm looking at us, I don't even see us. I'd be like, ooh, there go one. That one might be one. No, that's an Indian. Okay, there go one over there. That's two. Okay. Oh, look, it's a speaker that's black. 3. Okay, maybe I'll get some more tomorrow. Go walk the booth in the expo hall. 4. Okay, Tamika, you're doing good. Maybe you might get 10. You might get 10, Tamika. You might get 10. We might get 10. We ain't even there. I don't want to hear nobody else marching about the $15 an hour. I don't want to hear shit else about it. I don't want to hear nothing else about it. I don't want to hear nothing about how it's by design. I don't want to hear nothing about it. I just don't. I just don't. I don't. Call me. See, I think I was called pretentious this week. I'll take it. You're right. I am. I'm very pretentious. Very pretentious. I'm very pretentious because I believe the children are our future. No, I believe that we can make the money that we want to make if we're getting in the right rooms, if we're networking with each other, if we open up our mouths. And I'm not saying go work hard. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be strategic about your positioning, about where you pick and choosing to work at. Be strategic about your skill sets that you're trying to obtain. That's what I'm saying. I don't want to hear nothing else about it.
Workers, millions are doing today, 40 hours a week at a job and still live below the poverty line.
And critics saying it will cost jobs.
If there is too much of an increase too rapidly, they will be forced to shrink their workforces.
30 states and 4 territories have already increased the minimum wage above federal law. New York is one of them.
So let's pause right here. Where do most Black people live? In the Southeast. So your places like your Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, they ain't doing it. Not yet. But what does it mean even if they did do it? Even if they did do it. So, me thinking how I think 50 times 40 is what? 2,000? Right? 15 times 40, sorry. 15 times 40. What's that? That's not 2,000. I'm off. 15 times 4, that's 6,000. So 15 times 40 is 600, not 1,000, 600. And you multiply that by 4. It's $2,400. Multiply that by 12. That's 28,000. We marching for 28,000. We marching for 28,000. That's where we at. That's where we at. We marching for 28,000. I'm asking. And people, y'all will say, Tamika, you being arrogant, Tamika. Everybody don't want to do blah, 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 blah. Listen, everybody don't have to do, but you might want to. You might want to. What you say, Frank? You said you got approached by white people looking to raise wages $15 at local signing petitions. Oh no, I'm not. I don't care about them. They ain't what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about us right now. How many steps? How many steps did they get? What, five miles to push to raise the wage at $15 an hour, which comes out to about $28,800 a year. I'll give you 30 for some with some overtime. That's what we talking about. 30,000. We're marching for 30,000. Let me show you what that look like to me. We're marching for 30,000. All right. Let's go back to the joint. Let's go back to the joint. We're marching for 30,000. Let's talk about that 30,000. We're marching for 30,000, meaning that we're marching for Black men and women, in this case, Black men, just looking at this, for the ages of 30 to 39 to still not make an average of 34,000. So you telling me that a man that's 30 to 39 years old is out there marching for, I'm being nice, 30,000, and you want to have kids? And you want to have kids, and you want to have family, and you want to get married. You want to have kids, you want to stay at home wife, and you want to get married. Where you living at? Average rent is $2,000. What we doing? I want to know. They want to have kids. Let me be petty T. I can't date nobody. She can't give me my legacy. Petty T, right? Yeah, they want kids. $30,000. We marching for 30,000. Put that in perspective. What school district is your kid living in? What are you teaching your kid? What is the school teaching your kid? What is the school teaching your kid? What school district are you living in? How much money does that school get federal funding for? What kind of teachers is teaching in that school? What kind of kids go to that school? What are the struggles those kids have? He said, I need enough for private tutoring and a magnet school. We talking kids. Yeah. Right. Clothing. What's in the area? Where y'all going to Rainbow? Burlington? You getting school stuff from Rainbow? You going to Burlington? Swap meet? Walmart? Nothing wrong with it. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. Getting your hair done. Out of that 30,000, you gotta have medical benefits for your family, for your wife and kids, and yourself. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, coming through. You need to save some money. What you doing? Right? So stop marching for 30,000.
States, and lawmakers have gone a step further, tying future increases to inflation. Howard Potter owns A&P Master Images, a design and printing company in Utica, New York. He didn't have an easy upbringing. Raised by a single mom, he bounced from home to home until he became a ward of the state.
As a person that lived in poverty at certain points, knows what it's like to go to food pantries, grow up in group homes. I didn't have someone hold my hand to tell me how to make something of myself.
After college, he says he was making good money at a factory, but he had a side hustle and a dream. So when he was 25, he cashed in his 401k and, with hard work and grit, built his printing company from the ground up with his wife.
In America, we kind of lose focus on what hard work really is. We think 40 hours a week is all that we should have to contribute. And then when you look back at the early 1900s and even after that,
56.
most people were working 60, 70, 80 hours a week to be broke.
Howard likes to say his employees are family. He instituted a 4-day work week and pays them $1 above the current state minimum wage of $14.20 an hour. But when the state raised the minimum wage, he spoke up against it.
You're kind of leaving small business owners no choice when the state makes those mandates, because they have to take on the cost. So they have to innovate and stay ahead. Otherwise, the only option is to keep increasing pricing and hope that their customers keep coming through the door.
Why does the increase in pay for employees automatically mean the product has to be more expensive?
It doesn't always necessarily guarantee that.
You gotta make the money somewhere.
But in most cases, if they have a high turnover or things of that nature, you got to pay to promote the job, get the next person in, all those costs increase.
Why is it that when a government forces a wage increase, that contributes to inflation, but when other businesses are doing it, forcing you to drive up your wages, that's not contributing to inflation?
Well, it's a very good question, because one, when you're doing it as a business, you're doing it in a timeline that you can afford to do it. So it's controlled costs. When the government does it, it's forced, it's not controlled.
Kanika pieces together different sources of income to keep food on the table.
I'm functioning on beans, I ain't got no rice. Just, but how we make it work is put back what you take out. Got to put it back. As we get out there, we make it happen. We find a way.
Taylor works 30 to 40 hours a week at the bank at $20.50 an hour. This works out to about $2,500 a month. Kanika, Taylor, and Maggie all get some form of government help, like food stamps, Medicaid, and rental assistance. The fact that neither family can make ends meet without...
So we married with food stamps. We married with SNAP. And I'm sure there's some underlying health issues under that too.
Well, begs the question, what constitutes a living wage? MIT has a living wage calculator, which looks at the cost of 8 basic needs in each county in the U.S. According to that, Taylor would need to make $37.97 an hour to support his family, nearly twice his current wage.
I mean, it's surprising, but sadly, it's not surprising.
Living in Cuyahoga.
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? This is leadership.
Cuyahoga County, Kanika, who makes less than $20 an hour, would need to make $40.44 an hour, or roughly $84,000 a year. She says she's afraid to lose her benefits if she makes too much money. Do you find, though, that the issue is if you make a certain amount, you won't be able to qualify for those anymore, but that extra amount doesn't replace the help you're getting?
It is exactly like that. They're going to take probably Medicaid or food stamps. So now when you take my food stamps, what I'm trying to build is gone.
All right, let's talk about this mindset. Back it up, back it up. She don't want to make no more money because she afraid that they're gonna take away her Medicaid and her food stamps. But if you make it 84,000 and you got kids, sister, I'm sorry. You don't need them food stamps. You gonna make it work with this salary. And I'm sure that SNAP and that Medicaid don't equate to that. But okay, let's go. Let's go back. Let's rewind it.
Exactly like that. They're going to take probably Medicaid or food stamps. So now when you take my food stamps, what I'm trying to build is gone. You're not allowing me to do what the program is meant for. And the program is meant for people.
The program is meant for you to get on and get off. Get on and get off. Get on and but this goes back to what I was saying. This goes back into what I was saying. Like, y'all go out here and y'all date. Listen, call me pretentious, call me an a-hole, whatever you want to call me, right? First date. Do you know what a budget is? Can you read this menu? I need to know if you can read and write, and do you know what a budget is? Day one. Call me pretentious. Whatever. Don't waste my time. It's my time. My time is precious. The precious. My time is precious. My time is precious. Don't waste my time.
Getting back to stabilization.
Despite their constant financial struggles, Kanika, Taylor, and Maggie are doing what families do all the time, making the most of what they have. Kanika isn't immune from worry, but she doesn't let it rule her life.
You don't have to, just because you're living on minimum wage doesn't mean you have to act like you poor or you have to be all down and depressed all the time. Find the light in the dark and just keep moving forward because you can't stop.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow
That's my
today's top
commentary.
stories and breaking news by...
That's my commentary on that. That's my commentary. All right. So we almost get into petty tea time. Almost ready. This is a petty tea moment. Y'all remember Hoppin'? Hoppin' was worth $1 billion. They sold for $15 million. Hoppin' has sold its event session products for pennies on the dollar. The SEC filing confirmed RingCentral snatched them up for $15 million. They was worth $1 billion. Oh, they were worth $5 billion. Hold on, let me look at it. Let me get it right. Hoppin' recently announced the sale of its event and session products to RingCentral, which has now disclosed its SEC filing and upfront purchase of $15 million for the assets, a price that could climb to $50 million based on the achievement of specified undisclosed performance targets. Hoppin' retains the StreamYard and streamable products that make up most of its revenue. It has also just launched a community platform called Superwave, previously known as Project C. Not long ago, Hoppin' was heralded as the outright leader of the events industry, basically online events industry. It peaked valuation at $7.75 billion. $7.75 billion. They sold for 15. This is foolish finance. Then get out at the top. didn't get out at the top. Waited too long. Who were the advisors? Who were your advisors? Who were your advisors? I got questions. Let's look at it. Let's look at the timeline. Founded in June 2019, raised $6.5 million in February of 2020. They raised $40 million in June of 2020, $125 million in November of 2020. Excuse me. They acquired somebody. They acquired StreamYard for $250 million. They raised $4 million in the Series C for a valuation of $5.65 billion in March of 2021. They acquired Streamable. They acquired Jam, acquired Boomset. The founder sells $140 million worth of shares. They acquired Attendify. They raised another $450 million in the Series D. And then in August they were worth $7.75 billion. February they lay out 12% and sold their session and product assets for $15 million. Know when to get in and get out, which is what I tell y'all about tech. Get in, maximize your income potential, maximize your skill set, get in and get out. You can stay 30 years if you want to. But when I say get in and get out, get in, make your money where your money is income producing and making enough money for you, where you got assets, where you got millions. And if you decide you want to quit, you can quit. If you decide that you want to stay, you can stay. Get in, get out. Don't sit on the sidelines like, well, I'm going on this trip. No, don't go on that trip. Go take that exam. Go sit in that meeting. Go to that event. Go build that company. Get in, get out. Make your money. Make your money. Don't lose billions. Don't lose millions. Have you calculated how much you ever made in your entire life? Have y'all gone to the Social Security, SSA.gov, and looked at how much money you made your entire life? Have you done that? Now, if you made, say, $7 million over your lifetime, how can you make $7 more million quicker in your lifetime, right? Saying your lifetime may be 30, 40 years. Can you make $7 million quicker, right? All right, let's go. Consultants make $175,000 right out of business school, but some of them have nothing to do. So they're just sitting around getting paid. Recent hires at some big consulting firms don't have enough work to do. They told Wall Street Journal they're spending their out of time meal prepping, taking naps, and even applying for jobs. You said, I'm scared to check my lifetime earnings. Don't be scared. New hires, hey, don't be scared, or you could be in Melbourne with your Snap and your King, right? And your 2 children. Don't be scared. New hires at some top consulting firms don't have enough work. Wall Street said. Wall Street Journal reports a slowdown comes as firms have even paid new recruits to delay their start dates. MBA grads recruited into top consulting firms often earn a sizable 6-figure, 175 to be exact. The companies that are doing this, Bain, Boston Consulting Group, and McKinsey, fresh out of business school, are usually saddled with work. They're often shuffling to and from the airport, basically brushing up presentation and answering late night emails. These days, some newbie consultants are just getting paid to buy time before the next project rolls around. A recent report said. The report includes perspectives of more than 30 current, former, and prospective consultants. And so they're getting paid $175 really to sit on the sideline. It says those hired in consulting firms out of business school generally take home a hefty six-figure salary. About half of the MBA graduates from Yale, Dartmouth, and University of Virginia last year were hired into consulting firms with a median. That's the median. Well, that's 70,000 in that is 175, but then there are more on that high performer, top earner side, right? So we got here, Bain, McKinsey, and BCG also announced they were increasing their base salaries from 175 to 190 to 192 for graduates in the United States. So from 190 to 192 for those MBA, right? Not a bad deal. All right. Orlando is on the Thames block. How far does $250,000 get you in Orlando? How far do you think $250 get you in Orlando? Right? Let's go. Orlando ranked middle of the pack in its analysis, assessed how far $250,000 could go in 76 U.S. cities. At number 36, it was determined that $250,000 would leave you with $165,309. Right? And that comes from to determine the ranking. Smart Assets compared after-tax income of the six-figure payday in each city and adjusted those based on the location and the cost of living. There's no state income tax in Florida, but Orlando has seen increased cost of living over recent years, all of Florida. So this is what it looks like. Where's 250 is gonna really keep you in your realm. Memphis, El Paso, Oklahoma, Corpus Christi, Lubbock, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, Arlington, Texas, and Jacksonville, Florida. Or where you gonna see your 250. I know what y'all gonna pick on this list. I know the two places y'all gonna pick. Put in the chat what you gonna pick, and I already know. I already know what you're gonna pick. Number 6. You going to Memphis? I know some of y'all going to Houston. Casual economist, I think he was going to Houston. Why y'all not going to Arlington and Fort Worth? Why you ain't going to Arlington and Fort Worth? Why you ain't going to Jacksonville? Where you gonna really see your money? It says the city with the best return was Memphis, with the salary value at 203. In comparison, at the bottom of the list was New York City in the 76th place, where your $250,000 salary is valued at $82,000. In New York, your $250,000 salary is $82,000. In Honolulu, your $250,000 salary is $82,000. And in San Francisco, your $250,000 is $82,000. According to the studies, these three cities offer the lowest real value for high income salary, and residents are taxed roughly 6 percentage points more for $250,000 than they are for $100,000. Right? But for those who don't quite make $250,000, Smart Asset did an analysis on how far $100,000 gets you in the same U.S. cities. For that assessment, Orlando ranked number 40, where your $100,000 gets you $70,000. And there's a breakdown by city purchasing power where your $100,000 comes in at. Memphis is 86. So casual economists, you might be winning with your 86 in Memphis. You may be winning with your 250 in there. El Paso, Corpus Christi, Lubbock, Houston, San Antonio, Fort Worth, St. Louis, came into the picture. Overall, people who make $250,000 a year pay 34% in taxes, and those who make $100,000 a year in these 76 cities pay 29%. Right? I thought this was interesting. Another Foolish Finance Friday. Former director of a Seattle startup accused of embezzling $2 million in company funds. $2 million. An auto marketplace startup called Tread was arrested last week in Arizona and is scheduled to appear in court in Seattle later this month. The courts revealed how Wisenot allegedly made at least 57 unauthorized transfers from Tread to 14 of his own bank accounts. 14 of his own bank accounts. Spending activity with Wisenot's deposit accounts during that time of his employment with Tread, cited in court documents, show multiple purchases of luxury vehicles, including a $123,000 2022 e-tron, a $98,000 Tesla. He also purchased 2 airline tickets for himself and his significant other, each $23,000 apiece. Let's see, Tread joined in 2018 and was promoted to director of marketplace. He declined comment. Founded in 2012, Tread aimed to make process around buying and selling used cars faster and easier. The company raised $25 million in September of 2021 and was acquired by Cox Automotive, the parent company of Auto Trader and Kelley Blue Book. Here's the court document. Wire fraud. Right there, number one. 5 counts of wire fraud. 5 counts of wire fraud. Scheme to defraud. Manner and means. Let's see. 57, 14, blah, blah, blah. Let's see. He made an initial for $9,000. He made another one in 2019 for $13,000. He hit him up again for $10,000. Hit him again for $20,000. He had another one for $11,000. He was getting it. I'm surprised they didn't go bankrupt. He sold his Honda Civic. He sold customer, let's see, sold a 2016 Chevy Equinox. He had a BMW 3 Series. Had a 2012 Range Rover. If this was your best friend, would you look at him the same? Would you be like, yo, that's my friend? That's my friend. What they say? What Reggie say? Women be shopping. Women be shopping. Men be shopping. All right, let's go. Let's go. Woman fired after company uses keystroke technology to monitor her work from home. A major insurance company used keystroke technology on their employee's work laptop to test whether she was working her designated hours and ended terribly for her. FWC, the Fair Work Commission, has rejected an unfair dismissal application by the former Insurance Australia group, finding she was fired for a valid reason of misconduct. According to the commission's published finding, Chieko was responsible for creating insurance documents, meeting regulatory timelines, and monitoring work from home compliance, among other significant roles. She forgot she was being watched. Who watching the watch? Ironically, her work from home performance marked the end of her 18-year career. According to FWC, Shieko was fired on February 20th for missing deadlines and meetings and being absent and uncontactable, and failing to complete the task, which caused the industry regulator to fine IAG. She went on her job. You get your job done first, then you go play. You don't play and then don't get your job done. She fumbled the bag, 18 years. Can't do that. All right, the new number for retirement, 4.3 million. That's what they're trying to say. 4.3. It keep going up. 1 million, 2.5. Now we're at 4.3. Keep going up. All right, let's get into the petty T. All right, let's go. My husband ran away to another state, bought a home, and opened up credit cards. Am I responsible if he defaults? I'll read it again. My husband ran away to another state, bought a home, and opened up credit cards. Am I responsible if he defaults? He ran away and bought a home in another state. Are they still together? Are they still, is that still husband and wife? Okay, let's go. All right. My husband bought a home in another state without my consent and moved away with his brother. I'm not named on the mortgage documents for his new property. He opened up his own bank account without my name on it and opened up credit cards, again, without my name on them. He left me in another state alone. What is my responsibility if he defaults on his loans? Dear Left Behind. Let's blow it up so you can read it with me. That's a tough break. Assuming it did not come as a complete surprise, at least I'm hoping that you were forewarned in some sense that he would do this. As we say in Ireland, a runner. Some people love bomb their spouses to give them what they believe they want. Others leave because they don't like confrontation and can't deal with a one-on-one adult conversation. I'm going to tell you this. I had a guy that someone introduced me to, and the guy was like, we were talking on the phone. The next thing you know, probably like a week later, he was like, oh, by the way, I live with someone. 3 days later, he calls me and he was like, oh yeah, I'm on my way up to where you're at. I left her and didn't even tell her where I was going. I changed my number and everything. Took her off the bank accounts and the whole nine. He said, I just left her. There are men out here that do this. He's like, I just left her. I was like, you ain't tell her nothing? He's like, nah. He was like, she calling around looking for me. She be all right. The only way she can get in touch with me is my work email. Right? The first thing you should do right here, right now, is freeze your credit. It makes sure your husband cannot take out loans in your name. It does not appear to be his modus operandi, but it's better to lock the door on that today rather than to leave the door ajar and later regret it. Second, you may be wise to withdraw 50% of the funds from your joint bank account. The third thing you should do is contact a lawyer and start legal proceedings for a judicial separation. Isaac Newton's first law of motion says that an object or body remains at rest or in motion at constant speed is a straight line, unless acted upon by force. In other words, you need to take action. If you don't, life will go on, but will remain stuck. He didn't say why he left. It wasn't the fact that he left, it was the fact of how he left. That's your character. You don't leave someone and then not tell nobody. You know, I'm like, I'm going to the store. I'm going to the store. Hey, what the faggle foolishness is this? We could be together now, Paul. No. Sinners have souls, Daddy. The debt solely incurred by a spouse, if the other spouse is not listed on the credit card or the mortgage document, is typically the responsibility of the spouse. Without a prenup, there are exceptions if the couple in question lives in the community property states such as Arizona, California, Idaho, Louisiana, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, Washington, and Wisconsin. In a community property state, most assets and debts are obtained or accumulated by either spouse during the marriage are considered community property. That means that both spouses have equal ownership and responsibility for these assets and debts, regardless of who obtained them. So, ladies and gents, be careful about Arizona, California, Idaho, Louisiana, Nevada, New Mexico, Texas, Washington, and DC. Those that want to run to Houston, I want to run to you. Woo-hoo. Community property. Community property. Dallas, Houston, San Antonio. When a community property state goes through a divorce, the general practice is to divide the assets equally between the spouses. Although there are exceptions to this rule, if one spouse passes away, the portion of the community property owned by the deceased spouse usually transfer to the surviving spouse unless there is a valid will stating otherwise. I don't want to worry you, but what you say, it seems unlikely that you will be held responsible if you live in an equitable distribution state. Your assets in a divorce would be divided fairly, not necessarily equally. You're not the first spouse to be left high and dry, but the sooner you get legal wheels turning, the better. Good luck in navigating a chapter in your life and embarking on a new one. So basically, he left her and moved to another state with his brother. He said, peace out. He said, peace up, A-Town down. Let me see. Oh, yeah. So this is my last hoorah, hoorah. This is my whammy. This is Tam Tam Whammy. Okay. This is the article from 2019. It's a reason why I brought this up. It's a reason. In 2019, 46 million online dating scam shows Lonely Hearts are the biggest target for the scam. Another big target of Lonely Hearts is people who are out there lonely. We got the Tinder swindler. It's been two of those. It's been several of those, actually. But there's another Tinder swindler out there, which brings me to this video. We're going to dissect it. It's petty tea time. We got some Kendra G tonight. Let's go. I forgot about this. This is great. Oh, yeah. Mm-mm-mm-mm. And this is Thriller. Thriller. All right. Let's go.
Hey, Roseanne.
I can't hear I'm back.
I man, her name is Roseanne. She like, hey, Roseanne. I man, her name is Roseanne, but let me stop. I just made her name was Roseanne. But we're gonna talk about this, right? We're gonna talk about this. I got smoke for everybody. I got smoke for everybody. I'm pretentious. So let's go. Who do 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 do? Who can you run to? All right, y'all ready? Yeah, I saw it too. All right, Jamil, you ready? Pedro, you ready? Let's go.
How are you?
There we go.
You was here before, right?
Yes, I was.
You want us waiting on Jesus.
I came on the show tonight to tell you I have an update.
Okay, I'm ready for this update.
He found me. I want to thank you for letting me come on your show because you're so amazing. But he found me, and I'm so happy. I'm totally, totally happy. And I plan on getting married, so I just want to give an update.
Wait a minute, you was just on my show. You already getting married. Tell me about this man.
I plan on getting married in October.
What? You're getting married in October?
Let's say this. My first husband and I dated for 2 months. 7 months later, we were married. My second husband and I dated for 1 month, and 2 months later, we were married. So when I find love, I find it forever, and this time it's forever, Kendra. I'm so
So she been married twice. She dated someone 1 month, then she married, and another one. Like, so she got this history, this, that, another. So, whatever. Who am I?
Okay, let us backtrack.
Okay,
you was on my show when? Like,
it's been 5 months ago.
It was 5 months ago you're on my show?
It's been 5 months already, yes.
Are you sure? I don't think it was 5 months ago.
It's been 5 months.
Okay, you're on my show 5 months ago. And
I lost my daughter, remember?
Huh?
I lost my daughter in February, remember? And I moved here in March to Texas.
To Texas, yes. I remember that. Okay.
Yes.
So, okay. I remember that you...
April, May, June, July, and August I've been dating.
Okay, so you've been June, July, August. So
yes.
You're the one that told me you were a celibate for 7 years, right?
No, I'm the one who said I wanted to wait 7 years on God to give me my husband. And you said, well, what if it happens before then? And I was like, I'll take him. And it says, marry me on his forehead and send my God on his back. And he's here.
So how did you meet this man? Tell me.
Well, I don't want to go on to my personal business, kids are on live face to everybody. But for you, I will tell you that I met a wonderful, godly man, and he fears God with his whole heart. He serves God 100%, and so do I. And he brings me so much joy. I never found so much joy in all my life. I'm so peaceful. I'm happy. I'm just bubbly all over again.
You're bubbly all over again. I love this.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, somebody asked, this is bad 90 Day Fiance. Yes, somebody said, is this scripted? Absolutely not. This is not scripted. I am just gonna say what it is, right? It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Let's go. Hopefully they don't end up on Snap or nothing like that. I don't make the rules.
Over again. So where is he from? Like, you gotta tell me how you met at least.
Well, he's here in Texas, I will say that. I'm in the Dallas area. He's in the Fort Worth area, and we plan on being together October 7th, the day before my birthday.
The day you get married. You get married October 7th. So he proposed.
Yes.
This is amazing.
It is. And the crazy fun thing is that you're not going to believe this one because I never did this in all my life, Kendra, but I have to tell you. We met through Facebook and go to the same church. I shouldn't put that out there, but we're keeping it secretive. And he loves me, I love him. So we actually decided to talk through texting. He called me on video. I was so excited. I was like, this man doesn't want to talk to me to our wedding day. Why? But oh my gosh, we just.
Let me back it up. This Kendra G face makes me laugh. It makes me laugh. Back it up a little bit. Let me back it up a little bit. Watch Kendra G face. Let's go. Watch Kendra G face.
He loves me, I love him. So we actually decided to talk through texting. He called me on video. I was so excited. I was like, this man doesn't want to talk to me to our wedding day. Why? But oh my God.
Kendra G like, wait a minute. What you mean he want to talk to you for your wedding day? What you talking about? I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at Kendra. I gotta start looking at Kendra. All right, let's go. All right. Let's go. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna.
We just are
You guys have met in person, obviously, right?
I'm sorry?
You've met in person, obviously.
No.
So they never met in person, but they're getting married. Petty T, Foolish Finance Friday. I showed you the scams. I showed you the scams. I showed you the scams and the skims. So
I know him personally though, in person. We just haven't had that date in person. We've had the virtual dating. Not virtual, the text dating, I should say. But I saw him once through video.
Wait. Y'all go to the same church?
Yes. But that's supposed to be a secret, Kendra.
Okay, that's fine. But you've never talked to each other in the church?
We've talked to each other by phone only through text and then virtual call.
But I have a question. If you go to the same church, why haven't you interacted with each other?
Because it's a secret, Kendra. We can't let anybody know we're together.
Why not?
That I can't reveal. But
it's a secret, Kendra, but you own Kendra's show talking about you got married and y'all go to the same church. Y'all text, and y'all go to the same church, but y'all ain't never really met in person. Or y'all, I don't know if she's I think she later on say she know who he is. They know each other, but I'm like, have y'all been on a date? Have y'all have you ever touched his skin? I don't know. I got questions. I'm thinking this may be Jehovah's Witness. If those are out there that are like Jehovah's Witness, I'm sorry, but I think that's what this is. Or maybe Seventh-day Adventist. I don't know, but it sounds like Jehovah's Witness to me. But I may be wrong.
Don't shoot into the personal side of his side, if I can say.
Is he married to somebody else right now?
No.
Roseanne, respectfully so.
The fact that her name is Roseanne.
Why would you marry a man you have never met in person?
Let me just say I know him personally, but we haven't met in person on a date. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
And Roseanne, respectfully so,
Why would you marry a man you have never met in person and been on a date with?
Honest, at first I felt the same way you did. At first I was like, why do you not want to meet in person? I'm used to going on a date. I'm used to wine and dining. I'm used to entertainment, the theater, the arts, everything. And it was like, okay, this is what he wants. Let me try it. After I tried it 5 months strong, Kendra, I have to say that this is the man of my dreams. He makes me comfortable. He makes me happy. I can talk to him about anything and everything. And he builds me up when I'm down.
Look at Kendra's face. I wish I could make that bigger. Look at Kendra's face. Kendra's like, baby, I'm concerned. Somebody go check on her. Somebody go check on Roseanne. I'm concerned. I don't know if she considered that dropping her standard. I don't know.
I'm happy with him. When I'm sad with him, he lifts me up. When I'm sad about anything with my daughter passing, I was just sad recently. He lifts me up. He builds me up. That's what I needed in my life. I needed love, happiness, peace. I needed to be built up when I was down and to be just happy all around, just financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually. I'm so happy, Kendra. I've never been happy in all my life. I chose him because he chose me. And I know it's sent by God. That I do know. So I'm happy. So I just came to give an update.
Roseanne, wait, you can't leave just like that.
Yes.
You can't leave just like that. Here's the deal. I say this for love. I think you went through something very traumatic with losing your daughter. God is so good, and I'm happy he sent you a person to help you along this journey. But do not marry a man you have never met in person. I want you to spend more time. Hold on, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I want you to spend more time with him in person before you legally bound yourself to him. Now, if he's been a man in your life that's been talking to you, glory be to
Jordan, I'm putting Roseanne on y'all. Roseanne and her man. Mm-hmm. 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 You do, Jordan, do you know Roseanne? Do you know her? Do you know her man? Roseanne? Rosanna. Let's get back to it.
because I feel like you needed that,
Yeah.
But I don't want you to sign up for life with a person you don't know him really yet until you're really around him in person. And I'm happy that you're happy. I really want you to be happy.
Thank you.
I want you to be happy, but I don't want you to make such a drastic decision of marrying a man you have never even met in person. In person.
Can you marry a man or a woman that you've never met in person? Y'all talked on FaceTime. Y'all y'all have virtual dinners. Y'all are like maybe 2,500 miles apart. Y'all talk every day, 3 times a day. She or he shows you around their apartment. You see them getting in the car going to work because they're in the car going to work, or they work remotely. That person puts money into your account. Can you marry someone that you've never physically met? You never had any type of dealings with them physically. Can you marry someone and fall in love with someone just based on a conversation? Can you do it? Is it healthy? Is it healthy? You got it. Why you gotta have some trips to hang out? Well, you gotta have some trips to hang out. You see the person, they were like, babe, I'm going to the gym. They take you with you, they go to the gym. You see them working out. You talk to them all day, all night. You did a background check. They are who they are. Could you date and fall in love with someone and marry them And the first time y'all get married is the first time y'all ever see each other and the first time y'all ever touch each other. What's the difference between that and arranged marriages? Like, what's the difference? The family knows them, right? You may or may not know the family, but somebody knows somebody, and then they were like, "Here, your wife." What's the difference there? They are vetted, but you still don't know the person. You, the person that's getting married, you don't know them. What's the difference? Just saying. Roseanne may be on to something. Oh, come on to play. I hate when they start doing that. Let me see, so we can finish this out.
I'm not scared, Kendra.
It's not about being scared. It's not about being scared. I know you love the Lord and I know all those things, but I just want you to be wise in the human experience. And, you know, marriage is, you know, you never met in person. Like that's a big thing, Roseanne.
Yes.
And I love you too much to just say, go ahead and do it. So get to know him in person. Get to know him in person. Get to know him in person before you marry him. Please.
I will think about that one, Kendra, because I'm to the point now where I don't want to wait anymore. I want to be with him intimately, married, happy forever, family, everything.
Okay, but Roseanne, what is the reason why I cannot meet in person before you get married?
That was the question I had, and then I felt comfortable with it because of his.
What was his answer to the reason why he can't meet you before he marries you?
Well, the answer is personal. I can't share that because then that would reveal who he is as a person. That's why I can't share a lot with you, Kendra.
This man could be literally married to somebody else, Roseanne.
He's not.
You don't know that.
I do.
You don't.
Kendra, I do. Trust me, I do.
I don't think you
Kendra,
do.
I'm gonna chat with you privately, okay? I promise you, I will. I promise.
There's no, you go to the same church and he can't even, that right there, God doesn't keep secrets. If God does something, he wants the world to know about it. So you and your own belief of the Lord, hold on, hear me out, because I know all you know is, hold on real quick. I know all you know is the Lord. Let me tell you something. God don't keep no secrets. God wants to get the glory. He gonna make sure the world knows. So if you gotta keep it a secret, that should be your indication it's not from God. God don't keep secrets.
I thought that exactly what you're saying, because with my second husband, he wanted to keep me a secret. Remember the one from Nigeria? And I was like, why do you want to keep me a secret? And I find out he had this wife that was his ex-wife that he was trying to bring to the country to his kids through me. I was like,
so she married a man from Nigeria, your second husband. The first husband, like, and look, it is men and women out here like this. Like, I keep trying to tell you, I get it. The whole arranged marriage thing. I get it. They're being vetted by parents and stuff like that. But let me tell you what the videos have been saying. I got a video for that too, right? The videos out there, the women are getting married to these men and in the arranged marriages and stuff like that, and they move into the house with him, and he has his mother and wife. I mean, his mother and father there, his family. She starts taking care of him. He gets a visa. He comes to the United States. He changes his phone number, and he never goes back. The families are then abusing the women and treating them like trash, and then tossing them out on the street. And the women are afraid to go back home, because once they go back home, they're considered a failure, and the family is then looking at them like you're tainted goods, right? So there's a whole slew of those I want to bring up, but because of because I'm petty. I'm just saying. Well, here we go.
No, so after a year and 2 months of marriage, I broke that off. But I don't feel that with this guy at all. I feel none of that at all. None
It's
of
not
those
about what you
vibes.
feel, honey. It's about what you're experiencing. And like I said, nothing I'm gonna say is gonna change your mind. But I will say this: God don't keep secrets. Everything that God does, He wants the world to know about it. So if you gotta keep it a secret, that to me is not from God.
Well, the vision that I had when the Spirit just came to my car for the Ministry of Musical Teaching, Nationwide Radio and TV, because I sing and I write and I love teaching. And I know that He already is doing those things. So I know that we're a perfect fit, Kendra. I'm going to take what you said to heart, though. I really am. I promise.
Okay, keep me posted.
I'm very happy.
I want you to be happy. I do want you to be happy.
Y'all
I just
wanna-
want you
y'all
to
wanna
not
read the
be
comments?
delusionally happy.
I'm not delusional. My sister thinks I am, but I'm not. Yeah.
There's no logical excuse why you guys cannot meet in person before you get married. And if you go to the same church, there's no logical excuse why he can't date you, why he can't meet you, why y'all can't spend time together, why for the last 5 months he could not meet you face to face. There's no logical excuse.
So I wonder what their phone conversations be like. What you doing today? What you wear today? For 5 months, that's a long time. Well, I mean, if you're military, you could do it, right? So submariners, they go out to sea for 6 months at a time. Back then, there wasn't no telephone. There wasn't no email. You just hope you got a phone call. You maybe gone for 9 months. At one point in time, it was a year. Can you be faithful to your man for a year while he gone out to sea? You might get a phone call here and there. You may be gone for 6 months. You may get 3 phone calls in 6 months. Maybe. You might get a letter in between that too. No. Can you do it? Can you do 6 months? You don't see him. You don't see him. You don't. It wasn't like that back then. You can see now, but I'm just saying. Back then, it wasn't all of that. All right, let's wrap it up. Come on. I hate when you start doing this.
He's in jail. Is he in jail?
No, he's not.
Well, I don't know what excuse he's giving you that made you convinced it made sense, but there's no excuse that makes sense for 5 months.
I just saw him live on video, Kendra, just 2 days ago. I just saw him live on video just 2 days ago.
On video. I'm talking about in person. You talking to me live in video. You need to be able to touch him, his arms, his hair, see where he lives, where he comes from. You need to see all that. There's no logical excuse for 5 months that he gave you, and y'all go to the same church where y'all cannot be flesh to flesh and touch each other. There's no logical excuse.
So he told me he sent me roses this week, so I'm excited. I can't wait to get them here in my house. Well, my sister's apartment. My sisters, remember?
Okay, nothing I'm gonna say is gonna change your mind. So it is what it is.
No, it's not. Be happy for me, Kendra.
No.
Why? I'm so happy, Kendra, for real. But I'll give you another update, and I'll Instagram you, or
Kendra
I'll
wanna cry.
message you through Facebook or something. But I'll
This
give you
ain't
updates.
love. If it isn't love, why do I feel this way?
I love you. Bye.
Why did
I love you
stay
too.
on
I love you too.
my mind?
That makes me sad. That really makes me sad.
Kendra want to cry.
I do believe that, you know, she went through something traumatic. Her daughter died. So I'm happy that she's happy. And that's important. But it's not wise to marry a man you've never met in person.
No, that was New Edition.
It's not wise. It's not wise to marry a man that you have never touched in this life.
Never touched. All right. That is my petty tea time. Look, you see me on here, right? Petty tea. So older men do this all the time. Mail order brides. Woo! Somebody was like, they think this is a Nigerian scammer. Please reach out to her. We need the 411. Kendra, you almost made me cry. She needs a therapist, not an online husband. She must go to a mega church. He can't spend time with her until they get married in October, but he watches her from afar at church. Dallas and Fort Worth are 30 minutes apart, and yet you have been dating for 5 months. He is married or is a scammer who will pounce on her money. So that is all I had tonight. I thought I ended with a whammy. Hold on, let me check this one more tab. Hold on. Is that a whammy? Nah, we'll do the Vanderbilts another time. We'll talk about the Vanderbilts. I got a whole diagram for this. We'll talk about it another time. I'll save it. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the show. Petty. Men running off buying houses, husbands buying houses, leaving women dating men they ain't never seen before, or I should say never met in person. I always get that one little hair. I don't know. It's always that one little hair. They never seen before or touched before. And the the poverty, the husband and the wife on the snap, young lady, the other lady on snap, she don't want to work more because she's gonna lose, or she thinks she's gonna lose what she got. So again, that's called, consider both of those cases lack of skills and not being in looking outside their box, not looking outside of their box there. All right, y'all be out here, y'all be safe. Don't marry who you can't touch. We appreciate y'all. It's been real, you know how we do. I gotta, I have to close the show. I think D is out. She may not be making it. She's sick. So y'all show D some love. I've been controlling it all night by myself. All right. Y'all be safe. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm.